If you'd asked me a year ago what could shake up my quiet life in Willow Creek, I'd have laughed and said, maybe the rabbits eating my zucchini patch, or that one neighbor who's way too into his lawn gnomes. Man, was I wrong, so wrong it's almost funny now. My name's Jack Harper, 45, divorce lawyer by day, dad to a 16-year-old gearhead named Ethan and a 13-year-old firecracker named Mia, husband to Claire, who somehow keeps her cool teaching 8th graders, and until recently, a guy who thought a suburban neighborhood in the Oregon foothills was as drama-free as it gets. We've been in Willow Creek for 7 years, a place where people wave from their porches, kids ride bikes till dark, and the biggest event is the annual chili cook-off. You know your neighbors by their dogs' names or the weird yard art they're oddly proud of. Claire teaches at the middle school, Ethan's always tinkering with his dirt bike, Mia's got an attitude bigger than she is, and I grill on weekends, shoot hoops with the guys, and can a beer in the driveway while we solve the world's problems. It wasn't perfect, but it was our steady, predictable, safe. Then Vanessa Steele showed up, like a storm you didn't see coming, all high heels, fake smile, and a voice that could sell you a timeshare in a swamp. She moved in 6 months ago, maybe less, and before we could blink, she was everywhere knocking on doors, handing out glossy flyers, promising a new era for our HOA. Free parking passes, a fancy new community pool, even cash for sprucing up your house. She had this polished, TED Talk energy, like she was pitching a startup, not running for HOA president. I humored her at first, let her into our living room one evening. Claire poured lemonade. Vanessa didn't touch it. She stood there, hands on hips, talking about her vision like she was staging a coup. I asked for a budget, a timeline, something concrete. She just laughed, flicked her wrist, and said, "Jack, big ideas don't need small details." That's when I knew we were in trouble. I told her straight up I was voting for Mike Callahan, a buddy of mine, retired cop, the kind of guy who'd rather fix your fence than fine you for it. His plan was simple. Patch the leaky sprinklers, keep dues low, and make the books public. Boring? Sure. But boring's good when it's honest. Vanessa's smile didn't budge, but her eyes went cold, and she said, "Some folks just cling to the old ways, don't they?" Then she was gone. No goodbye, just the click of her heels fading down my steps. I should have seen the warning signs right there. The next week, whispers started. Vanessa was handing out gift cards to the older folks, helping them with their mail-in ballots. She left baskets of muffins on porches, her flyers tucked inside like love notes. I thought, fine, she's desperate, but Mike's got this. Election day rolled around, all balloons and folding tables, like a PDA fundraiser. Mike had the long-timers' votes locked down, the ones who read the HOA minutes. But then I saw them strangers, young guys I'd never met, walking dogs that weren't theirs, hanging around rentals like they'd lived here forever. Something felt off, like a bad smell you can't place. That night, they called the results. Vanessa won by 7 votes. 7. Mike's face went stone hard, and the applause? It was the kind you give when you're too stunned to boo. Things changed fast. First, an email. To fund our bold future, HOA dues are up 40%. No breakdown, just flowery nonsense about community investment. Then came the rules, a shiny PDF titled Aesthetic Harmony Initiative. Only beige or gray doors, no more than 2 flower pots, and lawn decor had to be aligned with Willow Creek's vibe. I'm sorry. What? My wind chime shaped like a trout was suddenly a crime? A week later, I got a notice. Mr. Harper, your property violates Code 14.2C unauthorized garden stakes. $900 fine. $900 for tomato cages. Meanwhile, Vanessa's pal down the street had a flamingo statue wearing sunglasses, and nobody said a word. I appealed. Denied in a day. No discussion. Mike got hit to a $500 fine for driveway discoloration that had been there for years. Then someone reported his daughter's birthday party for excessive noise. They fined him $400 for a piñata and 10 giggling kids. Our trash pickup got missed 3 weeks straight. I called the HOA's new sanitation coordinator. Yeah, that's a thing now and got, oops, glitch, we'll fix it. They didn't. Then I found a note taped to my mailbox. Wrong team, Jack. My stomach twisted, not from fear, but from rage at Vanessa, at myself for thinking this was just politics. One morning, Mia screamed, a sound that ripped through me like a blade. I bolted downstairs, found her at the front door, trembling, staring outside. Our house, the white siding I'd painted 2 summers ago, was defaced with spray paint, ugly red and black scrawls, Traitor, leave, Mike's puppet. Claire froze, Ethan went pale, and I just stood there, barefoot on the cold porch, feeling the world tilt. I walked to Mike's place, saw his front windows smashed, glass glittering like broken promises. This wasn't kids. This was personal. I called the cops. A tired officer snapped photos, asked if we had cameras. Never needed them, I said. He shrugged, muttered about gangs, and left. No follow-up. 2 days later, an envelope in our mailbox held photos from last year's block party, Claire's face scratched out with "Get Out" in marker. That night, Mike showed me a crumpled printout he'd found in his alley, a secret forum thread titled "Cleaning House, Trashing Disloyal Neighbors Like Us." The police called it free speech. I was done waiting. I called Sarah Vega, an old client, a private investigator, sharp as a tack and twice as tough. I need dirt, I told her. Real dirt, before this gets uglier. She didn't hesitate. I'm on it, Jack. Sarah rolled into Willow Creek as Lisa Monroe, renting a bungalow, playing the chatty single mom with a fake golden doodle story. She was invisible, blending in, asking just enough questions to get invited to Vanessa's book club. Within days, she had names: Vanessa's crew, the Creek Vanguard, a dozen loyalists meeting at wine nights to plot. Sarah's big break came fast. Vanessa was siphoning HOA funds tens of thousands into fake consulting gigs. One went to her stylist, another to her leased BMW. The kicker? That community pool project was on land owned by a deceased neighbor, its deed forged after her death. Sarah even got audio from a wine night, Vanessa laughing about teaching Jack a lesson. But then they caught on. Someone snapped a blurry photo of our secret meeting in Mike's garage, sent it to Sarah's burner phone. "We've got a mole," she said, pouring coffee, her voice calm but deadly. "Time to bury them in their lies." The attack came at midnight. Headlights cut through our blinds, an SUV idling like a predator. I texted Sarah, code red. Cameras on, alarm primed. Then the door exploded inward, 2 masked guys in black charging in. I swung a bar stool, caught one in the chest. He barely flinched. His fist hit my jaw, and I hit the floor, but I heard Claire scream, Mia cry out, and Ethan yell, "Get off him." My kid, my 16-year-old, chucked a lamp, bought me a second. I slammed the panic button. 3 minutes later, sirens wailed. Deputies stormed in. One thug cuffed, the other caught in our yard, his face clear on camera. They found a folder in the SUV. Bank transfers tied to Vanessa, my house's floor plan, a note saying, "Neutralize Harper before the audit." A flash drive labeled Phase 3 had it all: emails, forged deeds, Vanessa's voice plotting to break me. It wasn't just corruption, it was a conspiracy. Vanessa was arrested on a drizzly Monday, marched out in her silk robe, staring ahead like she was above it all. The trial was a circus, but the evidence was ironclad. Sarah's recordings, the paint cans in Vanessa's garage, her phone's chilling Harper Solution memo. She got 18 years fraud, conspiracy, assault by proxy. Her inner circle took plea deals, 5 to 10 years each, and were required to hold HOA roles for life. We sued the HOA, won $1.2 million for the trauma, the vandalism, the betrayal. Willow Creek's quiet now, the good kind. The HOA's gone, replaced by a county board. Mike's running things, no nonsense, just results. Our house is repainted, cameras up, and a new mailbox that screams, "Try me." We spent the settlement on Ethan and Mia's college funds, Claire's pottery classes, and my first decent grill. The kids led a mural project, painting our wall with wildflowers and a phoenix, the words "Welcome Home" in bold. Last week, we voted for a legal defense fund, so no one like Vanessa can hijack us again. Standing by the gate, Mia pointed to a new sign, "Our home, always." It's rough, imperfect, but it's us. I used to think community meant waving high. Now I know it's fighting for each other, even when it's messy. So what do you think? Ever deal with a neighborhood tyrant? Or seen a community turn on itself? Drop a comment, share your story, I'm all ears, and trust me, I know how wild these things can get.